I want to turn now to Dale Wilcox. He is the executive director of the Immigration Reform Law Institute. Joins me now to talk about some of these issues. Dale, thank you for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
You know, Dale, I think when some people hear about how this New York attacker got into this country, they literally shake their head and say that can't be true. But it certainly is, isn't it?
It is. It's a ridiculous lottery system that we have. They literally pull names out of a virtual hat. A computer decides. People put in their names worldwide. I think 14 million people a year put in their name to come in under this visa lottery. And every year the government picks out 50,000 lucky winners to come to the country. And this recent terrorist that drove a truck, ran over 8 people, killed 8 people, and injured 11 others, he was one of the visa lottery winners under this program.
And this from a country, Uzbekistan, which certainly has a problem with radical jihad there. And now we face an issue with liberal courts basically shutting down the president's plan to just put a pause until we can figure out exactly what's going on and who's coming here. He's well within his rights to do that. These liberal activist courts have now basically hijacked our nation.
I absolutely agree. And my organization is a not-for-profit law firm who defends and protects the interests of American citizens. So, as you can imagine, we've been very busy following the president around the country as he's been sued. The ACLU, right after the president was elected, made known their plans to flood the administration with lawsuits to gum up the system. And that's what they've done. And it's been at the peril of national security.
Do you think this whole idea of using the courts is a new phenomenon? To me, and I've been following politics for almost 2 decades, it seems like it's worse now than ever before, and just as you said, to gum up the system.
Oh, absolutely. I think judges, sadly, have become politicized. Now, you could always count on the Ninth Circuit to be a little different. I think 80% of their cases are overturned by the Supreme Court when the court accepts one of their cases. So we always expected liberal policies, but you're seeing this happen all around the country. And what you have is this divide where politically judges disagree with the president's priorities, and they are striking down. One federal judge is striking down policies that Trump has put in place to protect our national security. It goes against the Immigration and Nationality Act, which gives the president the power to do this. And hopefully these cases will eventually get up to the Supreme Court, where I'm confident that that court will rule rightly that the president has the power.
So I have always said that we need strong, brave individuals to help run this nation. And apparently in Congress, from both sides of the aisle, they seem to be feckless when it comes to doing away with political correctness and actually doing something to help keep us all safe.
Well, you got to understand, okay, even in the Republican Party, who traditionally has been pro-enforcement on immigration, you have the business wing who wants more cheap labor. So that's what's driving them. And that's leadership, sadly, in the Republican Party today is an obstacle. And then, of course, the Democrats, they want cheap votes because it's been proven that usually immigrants will vote, even if they come from countries where they might have conservative social values, they'll still vote Democrat because they come from socialist countries who are famous for handouts.
Yeah. You know, many people will ask, well, why is NRATV so focused on immigration? And we focus it a lot on this program. And the reason is because we've got dangerous people coming into this country, whether it be terrorists, whether it be those coming from south of the border that wish to do drug crimes and other gun crimes and the like. It is imperative that we are able to protect ourselves, one, from the criminals that are coming into this country, but two, when you see liberals that put us in danger and even increase our need to protect ourselves, like we see in California with sanctuary cities, like we see with the Kate Steinle trial, which is a prime example of someone who's deported too many times to count, it starts to make all of us just fed up with the system.
You're absolutely right. And it comes down to you and I to protect ourselves in that regard. I feel for those people who live in sanctuary cities. The individual who killed Kate Steinle actually stated in statements after the murder that he came to San Francisco because he knew they were a sanctuary city. So he knew he could hide out there. So it makes citizens of sanctuary cities targets.
All right, so
It's shameful.
So the question then becomes what is the solution? Clearly, you can go to the ballot box, but it's very difficult to do if you live in San Francisco. You've got like-minded people, liberal like-minded people there. It's going to be very difficult to get a tough on crime, tough on immigration, even a city councilman in a place like San Francisco. So what do we do as citizens to try to fix this problem?
Well, the good news is my organization has been working very closely with the Trump administration, and they are doing all they can within the bounds of the law without Congress, who seems to not be able to get anything done. So the Trump administration is fixing the Obama-era policies and, quite frankly, the Bush-era policies regarding immigration. So something is happening behind the scenes, and the American public should see over the next couple of years, great policies rolling out and rolling back those dangerous Obama-era policies. As citizens, the ballot box really is our recourse, but also putting pressure on those elected officials, op-eds in newspapers, speaking up. They pay attention to that. And these town halls, attending town halls, when they come in town, make sure you're there. Make your voice heard, because the opposition is loud and noisy. So we need to encourage people to come out and make their opinions known also. And don't sit quietly, or your rights are going to be taken away.
Yeah. We've got to be louder, and we've got to be noisier, and we've got to be active participants in the process, because if we are not, the country will get away from us. And we've already seen it. Dale, that those in Congress, especially on the left, want to see California-style politics come through Washington and make that the law of our entire nation. If we ever thought it was important, 2018 is going to be a critical election to hold on to this Congress while we still have a Republican in the White House.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, Barack Obama said that he was going to fundamentally transform the United States. He did that. Look at Virginia. Look at the election we had this week. I live in Virginia. It has now turned into a blue state. And my organization is nonpartisan. We're an issue organization. We're for policies that are in the national interest, that benefit Americans who are here legally. However, sadly, the Democrats have just totally abandoned any kind of rational immigration policy. And sadly, a lot of Republicans have too. But look at Virginia. It's been flipped now. And we're concerned about what's to come here.
Yep, absolutely. Dale Wilcox, it is so great to have you on the program. You keep up the good work and you keep up the fight.